everyone? Good morning. This is Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge. Thank you guys for watching my videos. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope your guys' Friday is going well. It is Friday, so happy Friday to you all out there. Last night I watched the Thursday night football game. And it was the Dolphins versus the Bengals. We all know the big story. We all know what kind of stole the narrative and what hijacked the game, and that was Tua's injury. An unfortunate scene for him, a very scary scene that we all witnessed last night if we did tune into the game. Tua went down again, and this is becoming an issue, it seems, particularly with the Miami Dolphins organization. There's no way that he should have played last night's game. It was more telling. It was quite evident. And, everyone is questioning now, why was Tua out there? How the heck was he cleared to play this game? You mean to tell me this man cleared the safety protocols to play a very violent sport? I don't believe he was ready to go. We saw last night clearly that he was a no-go. This is a guy who 4 days ago looked very disoriented when he did return. And last night, you see him on the field, laying there for several minutes. Had to be intended to by medical staff out on the field. It's too bad for Tua. This is a guy whose career has been derailed by injuries. And now this happens. Tua Tagovailoa, if I said his name correctly for once, was stretchered off the field near the end of the first half of the Dolphins 27-15 Thursday night football loss to the Bengals with head and neck injuries. He was sacked, and his head forcefully slammed against the ground as he was brought down. After the hit, his fingers could be seen crooked as he remained on the ground. Tua should have never re-entered Sunday's game against the Buffalo Bills. Everyone then was convinced that the Dolphins quarterback had suffered a concussion, on a late hit before halftime. And you saw him behaving, abnormally. He didn't look like himself. He wasn't the same after he came back, But for whatever strange reason, he was cleared to return to the game after an examination by an unaffiliated neural trauma consultant found that he wasn't suffering signs typically associated with concussions. Really? When he looked disoriented? When he could barely stay on his feet? He was wobbly. There was a few times that he collapsed. Those, to me, are signs that are typically associated with concussions. So they can sit here and try to make up stories and say that he was clear to go, when in reality he really wasn't clear to go, and you failed as an organization and as a medical staff to do everything in your power to make sure he is protected and that his safety is first and that he will not return to the football field. I don't care how vital he is to your team. I don't care how important he is to your team. Health is number one. This guy's a human being first and foremost. And we need to stop treating these football players as if they're invincible, as if their lives don't matter. Because at the end of the day, it's an occupation, and we gotta treat it that way. And if a guy is not healthy enough to play, and if he shouldn't be out there, then why risk that? You know. And we saw the scene on Sunday. We saw that he tried to get up and remain in the game, but again collapsed after taking a few steps and was helped off the field. The crazy part is he returned and helped lead the Dolphins to a comeback win. But like I said, many were skeptical to how he was allowed, back in the game. Particularly after we all saw him collapse. So now there's people pouring to Twitter. There are people who are outraged, enraged, and rightfully so, right? Because this is someone's health we're talking about, and this was clearly mishandled. So now the NFL and the NFL Players Association are conducting an investigation into whether medical professionals followed protocols. And if you want an honest opinion from me, I don't think they did a good enough job that they followed protocols. I don't think they did follow protocols. I don't think Tua should have played yesterday. And he shouldn't have returned on Sunday. And if you look at the protocols, part of the league's protocols that would result in a no-go for a return to the field include motor and stability. The Dolphins and the league's independent third party ruled that Tua motor instability was a result of his back. So they ruled it as a back and ankle injury, and said pretty much he was okay to go back out there and play. No, he was not okay to go back out there and play. And what kind of organization puts his quarterback in this position? If you have any common sense, you know that he was not well enough to play. It was there. It was right there. It was clearly evident that he could not play a game of football and that he was not ready to return to the field. And now I'm hearing reports from Adam Schefter that he has been cleared to play and he could return to the practice field in 2 days. They cannot let him go out there. They cannot, now you're playing with his life. It's one thing to suffer a life-threatening, a career-threatening injury. It's another thing to suffer a life-threatening injury. And I feel like the Dolphins and the NFL doesn't have any inkling of the danger this poses on a player. Understand something. This is severe. That injury that we saw last night was serious. And I don't think the NFL and the Dolphins understand the severity of it. Yes, you want to win football games. Yes, you want all your players to be at full strength. But if your player is not healthy, and concussions are serious, this is what players after their careers deal with, right? Serious head trauma. It could lead to dementia, other serious head injuries, and you hear about that all the time. You hear the stories all the time. But last night that was hard to watch. It was hard to see him on the field like that. You know, he was transported to a hospital nearby in Cincinnati, where they have a very, very good trauma center. As far as I'm concerned, I think he should have stayed in the hospital. I don't think they should have discharged him. I think he needs to stay there because this team is not gonna do its best to protect him. It's already obvious. They're ready to, just throw him back out there, and basically, if I'm not wishing negative, but they're just throwing him out there to turn him into a vegetable, basically, and it's sad. It's sad, you know. Under no circumstances should he have played last night, and he shouldn't play next week against the Jets. Player safety here is top priority on the field, and Tua's injury should heighten awareness of player health and safety. It really should. We're talking about just 4 days later, Tua returns to action and couldn't get back to his feet after being sacked last night, and the quarterback stayed down for minutes and displayed symptoms of a concussion, and you're already talking about bringing him back and letting him play? You're crazy. You're out of your mind. And the NFL needs to do everything to investigate this, the Players Association. Because last night, that was a frightening snapshot of what he could endure after this is all forgotten. I mean, don't they understand how this can not only cripple his entire NFL career, but this can also affect him in life as a human being? Do they take that seriously? And if it's up to me, the Dolphins should be severely punished, for the way they mishandled Tua's injury. At a minimum, the NFL commissioner, and I know he's not going to do it because he's soft, but he should take away a first rounder. It would be a clear message that needs to be sent to the NFL, because someone is seriously going to die. I hate to come out like that. I hate to say it like that, but someone is going to die. And that's harsh reality. It's the truth. I know sometimes the truth hurts, but it is real. Listen up. If the NFL doesn't take these injuries more seriously, and if they take these injuries too lightly, and if you have a rogue organization like the Dolphins that obviously don't put health first and safety first, and care more about winning football games, then someone is gonna die, unfortunately. And you don't want it to come to that, because then you'll have lawsuits, then you'll have people, criticizing the league, and as if they already don't criticize the league, because the league has been under so much scrutiny in the last 18 hours or so. But hopefully Tua gets healthy, and they can't rush him back. They can't let him play anymore. Don't let him play. And hey, like I said, the Dolphins should be punished for this. They should be held accountable for this, because they knew better. They knew that they shouldn't have let him play another game. I'll see you guys later. You guys take care. Be sure to please subscribe to my channel. And also, if you guys watch on Facebook, like and share the video. I'm checking out now. You guys have a good day.